Well, friends, thank you so much for joining us here this weekend. And our inaugural New Orleans show. So thank you so much for jumping on in and being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No, absolutely, our pleasure. So, well, what I would love to do is I know, so you told these stories before, but would love to hear it for the audience and everything else. How did these roles come about for each of you? And actually, let's just come out to the casting processes first, because I got some follow-ups for that. So, who wants to go first? Or maybe we should start with the monster.
Hi. Well, I just responded to an open call audition that they had posted on a site called Actors Access, and they were looking for a tall, skinny guy with a physical comedy experience or clowning experience to play Art. And I knew the character from All Hallows Eve. And I was like, oh my God, this is great, because I saw that movie like a year or so before, and I was like, this character's like an evil Mr. Bean, and there's a lot of potential with this, and I think I could do something fun with that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And I argued with my agent because she didn't want to send me in for it, and because she's like, oh no, it's a low-budget independent film, you're not going to make any money off of this. It's not going to get you anywhere. I'm not with that agent anymore.
I've got better plans for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you in this commercial for this, and I'm like, yeah, no.
There's a great new Hulu sitcom they're casting right now.
Oh, it was crazy.
You're perfect as the wacky next door neighbor.
Oh yeah, exactly. The next Kramer. But yeah, I went in there, and my audition, I had to improvise on the spot a whole entire scene where I decapitate somebody, and I'm very happy about doing it. And I don't know where it came from, out of my psyche, I guess. I don't know what that says about me, but you can see the whole audition online. And I just snuck up behind my victim cartoonishly and like knocked him out and took out a hacksaw, sawed off his head, picked it up. Tasted the blood, didn't like the taste of it, so I took out a salt shaker and seasoned it and liked it and skipped on my merry way, and they're like, we want that guy. Rest is history.
Absolutely fair. By the way, we got some youngins out there. Just want to make sure that we have parental units that are okay with them talking about this R-rated horror film, hard R-rated horror film series. You're good. Okay, just want to have that disclaimer. Okay.
So I was in Terrifier, all the Terrifiers, and in how I got the role was Gino Caffarelli, who played the pizzeria owner in Terrifier. I had done a little spec film with him, just a little preview for a potential feature, and when Damien was looking for actresses, actors, Gino put my name forward, and so that's how I got an email from Damien asking for me to audition, and I auditioned and got the role of Victoria Hayes.
What did they tell you anything up front about it, or was it just, okay, you got the job, here's the script?
He had sent the scenes. I can't remember if, well, you went into audition. I'm trying to remember because I auditioned via video, and I can't remember if he had sent the script at that time or if it was just the scenes, but I remember getting the script in the beginning and being so horrified by the script because I didn't know who David was as Art the Clown. I didn't know Damien. It was ultra low budget, and I just thought that the writer, Damien, was some psychopath because it was just like pure brutality on every single page. I think at one point, and I've said this and I always try to correct myself, he asked if I wanted to audition for Dawn's role or Victoria's, and it's not that, I think he just wanted to see what I identified more with, and at that point, I don't know if Catherine had said she wanted to do the role, and I remember looking at that character, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with Victoria Hayes. I'm not into how she dies, and obviously I could never have done that role like Catherine could have.
Well, it is curious because usually survivors from one horror film in a franchise, they don't stick around as long as your character has. But again, I think it's one of the many parts to this that just gives it the longevity and going for it, because everybody enjoys seeing the antics of the monster, but you are the stability character from it. You're the Van Helsing, for lack of a better term. You know?
I think Damien just wanted to torture me, over the years. Because every film, when I got the role, she wasn't, I think he switched around the ending, so it wasn't supposed to be me at the beginning talking to the reporter, it was some other victim from way back when, and Damien tied it all together. And then 2, I was supposed to die, and so I think he just wanted to keep, brutalizing me, because he knew I would take it the whole time, so.
Yeah, well, there's something to be, again, in acting, there's something to be said about, like, oh, you want me to do that? Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, definitely.
Oh, we actually had a different ending for part 2 for her too. She was originally going to die at the beginning of part 3 because we had filmed a different ending with Art in the insane asylum coming back to life, and we had filmed this whole entire scene where Art's head starts developing the back of Victoria's head, and we had filmed the whole entire thing, and then Malignant came out.
I think it came out like 2 months
Yeah,
later,
like-
and we had our scene wasn't even edited.
Yeah, they were in the process of editing the scene, and we're like, oh no, damn you, James Gunn. not James Gunn, James Wan.
Thank you so much, James Wan.
Yeah, and then we're like, we came up with a different version of the scene because we're like, well, we got to scrap all that, and like it was our costumer, Olga, because they're like, what's the worst way we can bring Art back? And she's like, well, what if she just gives birth to his head? And that gave us a whole different way to go with part 3 with Victoria's character, because we had the original plan that she was going to die at the beginning, that would being in the back of the head. But now we could actually do some fun, creative things with the character. We had a whole different direction to go for part 3, and so it was a happy accident. So it went from going, dang you, James Wan, to thank you, James Wan, because it changed the whole trajectory.
Adversity breeds innovation.
It does. It really does. And it's like, we got to do so much more fun stuff. She got to flex her muscles in part 3 in a lot of fun ways.
I got to torture you through
Yeah,
the process.
you did. You definitely did torture me during the rat scene. So,
Absolutely. So, and how'd this come about?
So my mom got me the audition on Actors Access, which is just an online website where you can audition yourself for different roles. So I sent in a video of myself doing creepy faces in the mirror, and I had this big like rainbow lollipop that was the size of my face, and I was just like doing creepy faces, and I didn't really think much about it. I sent in the video, and then like a week or 2 later, my mom got a call from Damien, and she was on the phone with him for like 2 or 3 hours, and she got off, and she was like, hey, Amelie, like, Damien thinks you'd be a great fit for the little pale girl, and I didn't really know much about it, but she told me that I'd have to wear sclera contacts that cover the whole eye, and I'd have to, tease my hair up, and it'd be a long makeup process, and she was like, it'd be a big process for you, and so I thought about it for a little bit, and I decided that I would because, I wanted the experience because I was just young and I was just starting out in acting. So I decided I would, and I'm so glad I did.
I love the fact that you become sort of, one of the cornerstones to all this, your character, with just known as the pale little girl. It's like usually at some point, there's a back note of, oh, by the way, the character's name is this or something like that. But
Nope.
no, it's just always
Little
in
pale
the
girl.
script, just that. And again, that's what I love about the horror genre. You can get away with it and stuff like that. So wonderful. Well, so glad you got into that because I remember after that dropped, seeing people with girls the same age
Yes.
running
yes.
around.
The
so.
cosplays, I love it so much.
Oh yeah. So, and yeah.
Also, Actors Access. I feel like it's a commercial right now for
Actors Access.
And this is how Actors Access can work for you.
Yes, it actually did. I mean, a lot of indie films are like that. Like especially something coming up. I doubt they use Actors Access now. It's a little. I don't know. I think they'd have too many submissions. But yeah, I know our producers were sort of doing also the casting for it, so they could on the Actors Access.
I used to
side.
work off the blue sheets, so.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, I sent in a couple tapes. I had to show my scream, and I did that in Manhattan, and blood-curdling scream, and I was waiting for a neighbor, and of course, like New York, nobody cared. Nobody cared. They're like, neighbor's getting murdered, who cares? So yeah, that was fine.
So, well, very glad for that. Very glad that you all came on board. For those that were there earlier, and so it's a join afterwards, for those that joined earlier, when did you kind of get the sensation that this may have been eclipsing expectations? Yeah, in horror, there's an expectation. Okay, you probably get on base, but it's very rare to get kind of like a home run, and in the sense of that you get back on, and what I don't know if I still don't know myself if it's just the combination of the timing and just the character and the economy, everything else too. But this hit at a point when horror needed a new franchise. It really kind of did. And that's nothing against like the old established ones, but we were ready. We're ready for something, and there have been attempts in China's way too, but this one just came like it's very rare we get a character and body horror to that degree. And I think that's kind of what kind of led on into this, and the ambiguity of, is it just a guy? Is there something mystical involved? Is the evolution, stuff like that? So for each of you, when did you kind of realize, oh wait, this thing kind of keeps on going, or if those may have joined in afterwards, like, oh wow, this thing's a little bigger than I may have thought?
I think the first time for me was doing my first convention. Yeah, because we had not even released on Netflix at that point. We were just like on like Vimeo and like DVD. So we were still very, underground type of, horror film. And at a convention, it had people coming up that were already cosplaying as art. And some people had already got tattoos of art. I'm like, this is insane. This is really crazy. I was like, wow, this is because it was myself and Damien and our producer Phil Falcone were there, and we're all just like, wow, I think there really is something to this. These people are already reacting like this, and then Netflix picked us up, and that's when things really started to move, and we're like, whoa, this is kind of getting crazy. And then we also started, releasing merchandise, and then you have people showing up wearing your merchandise. I'm like, this is crazier. So that's when it was started to like become real for me. But like when we were filming it, I was not even thinking anything like this was going to happen. I was like, oh, we'll be lucky if someone sees this. Because
it's my variant of the, did you always know it was going to be successful? I'm always like, when did you realize this thing maybe exceeded expectations?
I thought we had something cool, but I was just trying to be, temper my expectations. I was like, I hope somebody sees this, but I don't know if anybody. But it was one of our associate producers, Larry, was on set with us the first day, and he comes in and sees me in the makeup. He's like, "Oh, that is a look right there. That is a look. That is gonna grab people." I'm like, "I don't know." It's like, I think it's cool. He's like, "No. That is gonna grab people. You got something really cool there." And I'm like, and he was right.
I know. After the second one, my mom called me and was like, "You're on like The Talk or The View or something." I forget like what daytime talk show was talking about like people getting sick after the second movie. Yep. And my mom mom knowing was a big deal because she does not like horror movies. This is not her world. But she was like, "Oh my God!" She was so proud. I think that's when I was like, "What? Wait, what?" Especially because there were so many years in between filming and when it finally came out, like I was just focused on other things, and when it came, I was like, oh my God, it was amazing. It was, I don't know, beyond my wildest dreams for sure.
It's always nice when a project, and again, as performers, we do the gig and then it's next. That's what we have to do. But when something actually makes us stop and look backwards, like, is that still a thing? What?
I mean, we started like 10 years ago. Almost.
And it doesn't feel like it. I mean, as a fan, I
feel it in my body.
Yeah, right.
No, but I remember.
It's weird to think it's that long now.
Yeah, it's scary. Well, I remember taking the role thinking, oh, I'll take this because no one's going to see it, which is the joke. I'm so happy everyone's seen it, and I feel very grateful. But I just like every time we make a Terrifier movie, I think, like, did we get everything we needed to get? Because it's such an intense process, and I feel like half the time we don't even get what we need to get. And then I see the movie, and I'm like, how the hell did Damien do that? Did everyone do that? And it's all there and more. But I think over the 10 years, there's always been like a little things here and there, but I've always felt very like my life in Terrifier feels very removed from my own life. So it's like I feel like two different people. But I feel like when it hit me was when we were Terrifier 3 when we were doing premieres, but we were in Spain especially, and we were in a 1,200 seat theater, and it was completely full, and and fans from all over the world had come to see Jez, which is like right out of Barcelona, and I was like, man, this film has gotten like out there, and the joy and the happiness and the excitement on everyone's faces. That's like kind of when it really hit me, like holy shit, this is worldwide. But what's wrong with you?
We'll talk about your Joker stuff at the end.
What's wrong with you? I love you.
Is that the same one Leslie Nielsen had?
What?
What?
I have a toy.
What is that?
He's like you're like crying.
I
like,
knew that was
he
fake
has
because I was
tears
like,
in
that
his
actually
eyes.
doesn't sound like you. I know what you sound like after these 10 years.
We've all heard what it sounds like for real.
Actually, yes. No, that happened like when we're doing
Wait,
part
let me
2.
try.
You have to get in the right place in your hand. It's like a little.
Oh my God, children. This is what I had to deal with for 10 years.
But like we're filming the scene where I'm clubbing her.
Time out for you two. Right here.
Give it back.
Okay.
But we're filming that's the scene where I'm rearing back to club her, and I'm just like rearing back, and I had a little come out, and I'm like, oh no. And I didn't know if anybody heard, and I just hear everybody just cackling in the video. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And she's just on the ground laughing, and I'm like, oh, just call me Fart the Clown from now on.
Fart the
So,
Clown.
yeah. So it's an ongoing gag that happens on set now, especially Elliot. We have competitions with each other.
I'm sure Elliot doesn't want anyone to know that, but
Oh, oh well. Yeah.
Did somebody
Too
have
late
to
now.
check the costume real quick because half of it is white. Just make sure it's okay. It's
Yeah,
the only stains are the ones supposed to be there,
No,
right?
he eats all that. He's a vegetarian, so he eats all that broccoli and stuff like that. So it's
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
new question. I'm kidding.
We haven't gotten there.
Amelie, answer please quickly.
I think
I'm such a creature of chaos.
I think it was really cool when I started signing people's arms and heads, like bald heads and arms and legs.
You've signed a bald head?
I sure
Yes,
have,
and you
and
did
I
too.
watched it.
Oh my God, I did,
watched
didn't
it.
I?
I got to watch it be tattooed on
Tattooed,
there,
yeah.
which I think is insane that people want me to sign my signature on their bodies forever.
Yeah.
That's when I really was like, dang, this is big.
That is a crazy thing. to
It really
think.
is.
It's like that's just my signature, but you want that on your body
I
for the
know.
rest of your life.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once signed someone's butt too. That was interesting.
I don't think I want to do that.
No, you don't.
No.
I was so afraid of that.
I think it's illegal.
I was
to
gonna
do
literally
that.
say I think it's
don't know.
illegal, Amelie.
Yeah, I don't think.
No, I made sure that was being filmed. I'm like, look, I have witnesses and all that. But I'm like, this is
You
crazy.
should take this.
JSA authentication.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to authenticate this.
All right,
It's
that's
like-
number 174/5225
Yeah.
on this day. Here's your certificate, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's like, this is really real. I'm like, wow, okay.
Which, by the way, is a real service. If you had anything autographed
Yeah.
today, JSA would be glad to authenticate it for you.
No. Even your tush.
Yes. bring us home because
Yeah.
we're doing poo-poo sounds and tushies.
I was like, yeah, what's the...
Yeah. You know, I'm a big boy.
I don't even remember the question.
This is
I
digressed.
think we all...
Wait, what was like your
No.
turning?
Oh, my mom.
Oh, the mom.
Well,
Yeah,
my
the mom. Yeah, the mom story. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right too. How about this one? Just any regular feature is, for lack of a better term, perilous because you hit the mark slightly wrong. You take the lighting, anything involving genres with special effects, especially anything laden as this is I call laden with peril. So for each of you, what was the craziest day that you had on a Terrifier set?
Define crazy, like crazy.
Any way you would define crazy. Could be crazy fun, crazy bad, crazy just crazy,
Things kept falling on me in my death scene.
That's true.
Like that day, and it wasn't meant to have. Like that day, the light
Farts and falls.
Farts and falls on my day. That was crazy. I was stuck to the ground because all the fake blood that we use when you like peel yourself off, it's like a Band-Aid ripping off your whole body. So you just want to do it once. So I'm just like waiting for somebody to kill me. And then all of a sudden I see Steve, our producer, get up on an Apple box, try to fix a light above me. And then he falls, the light falls, and I'm like, I'm calling my lawyer. No. But yeah, that was probably the craziest. For some reason, that day was just like. Yeah. But that's just indie filmmaking. You're just like always on a time crunch. Nobody has enough time. There's not enough people. We're just struggling, and also we love it. Like there's passion in the pain there.
That's the same with mine. One time we were filming a scene.
Farts and falls?
We were filming a scene, and they didn't have time to dry my dress. They washed it, they got the blood out, but they didn't have time to dry it. So it was soaking wet, and we were in upstate New York, freezing. I think it was snowing. And I was about to film a scene. I think it was outside, too, or something. And my dress was soaking wet because they didn't have time to dry it.
This always becomes like a Terrifier support group when we do these Q&As.
That was crazy.
I feel like playing Victoria, especially with the prosthetics, is always an intense experience on set. But so I'll try to veer towards a happy day, which was when I got to work with Chris Jericho. Because I grew up watching WWF before it was WWE, and I love wrestlers. My brother and I used to watch it, play wrestle. And I remember meeting Chris Jericho, and he was just like the sweetest person. Was like, oh, very lovely to meet you, shook my hand. He had met me in my prosthetics, so we hadn't like really officially met. And I remember the scene that ended up getting cut, like I was like throwing food at them, and then he like came up behind me and like basically puts me in a chokehold. And that was very satisfying for me. And by the end of it, he was funny because he was just like, oh, are you okay? How's everything? Are you? And I was like, I'm so happy right now. Like, I get to work with, a childhood legend, and also who's a really, really cool person. And that was fun. That was like another highlight when you get to work with people and they end up being really cool.
And he puts you on the wall. Then he puts you into the walls of Jericho, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's funny. I have, what I love? I have this, one of my favorite drawings is someone did the walls of Jericho, but where it's Vicky holding his legs up and putting him into the walls of Jericho, and I have it literally in my office because it just like makes me very happy.
It was the most bizarre thing. Like we're both just smearing our hands and blood on his face. Dude,
that was for 3.
That was so weird. I was like, because I'm just I even like at one point I was like, dude, this is weird for me, man. I never imagined I'd be doing. He's like, this is kind of weird for me too.
I literally put my fingers in his mouth.
Yeah. It's like, what is our life right now?
I never knew that would happen.
Yeah. Oh, I had to call my roommate
Foley's
from college.
Claw.
Oh yeah. Well, my roommate in college and I used to watch him wrestle all the time. That was our Monday night ritual every week. And so I had to call him up the next day. I'm like, dude, you will not believe what I did yesterday to Chris Jericho. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. But I would say like my craziest day was with it's my day. It was the rat scene for me. That's the worst scene for me in the whole film. And this thing over here made it worse for me because I get grossed out by puke. I can't stand puke. I just do not like puke. And they were just like, no, we need you. Your face is going to be in all the shots, so you have to be here. I'm like, can Steve just be my arm? They're like, no, Dave, your face is in the shot for all this. I'm like, my face is not in the shot at all.
Yeah, it wasn't in the shot
They
at
wanted
all.
to torture me because Damien knows I can't stand puke. And so we
wanted to torture him because we wanted to get back at him for all those farts.
Yeah.
Ladies, they make very realistic plastic vomit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, they got, like, the most vile, disgusting, like, cream of mushroom soup they're using for the puke, and they put other things in it. It just smelled horrible. The house that we were filming in was really hot that day, too. And then she comes down just because she wanted to just torture me. And she's
eating corn nuts casually, thinking that's a normal thing to do. And David was like,
they smell horrible. They're just bad. And she's just right up in my face, just, hey, Dave.
Well, once I knew he didn't like corn nuts, I had to torture him.
Just right up there. What's wrong? I'm like, I didn't puke, though. I was so proud of myself.
No.
But I just, that was hard because they had that vomit, like projectile vomit out across, and it just shot and hit they had a thing of tarp up to catch it, and just goes on this thing, and it's way much more than they wanted to. So I was like, oh God, and I was like, and it just stayed there, and it just smelled. It was like, this is torture. And they're like, okay, breaking for lunch now. I'm like, great.
Prop vomit in the hot summer and wet wardrobe in the winter. Okay, you know. Your projection designer needs a little.
Terrifier.
Well, friends, before I jump on out and take some questions, on behalf of myself and the audience, I just want to thank you all. Thank you for your talents and your professionalism and for the performances you brought to these roles. And don't let anyone ever give you an illusion that just because it's this genre that it doesn't prove that you've all done fantastic work as performers, because it's so hard to do this. It really, really is. Whether it's just having to scream again, or the anxiety of, oh no, the blood spattered in the wrong direction, and this way too. These are hard gigs. These are absolutely hard gigs, and you all nailed it out of the park in your characters and these performances. So thank you all.
Thank you so much.
All right. Give a round of applause for that. All right, so I'll just go on out, and just remember the rules. Just ask one question. It'd be great if the questions were for everybody, and whoever asks the first question, you get 2 pieces of candy. So,
Oh, your phone.
who wants to go first? All right, right up front here. So, oh, the bag's up there.
She
Help
stole
yourself
them
if you
from
want
me.
some. Hey, what's your name?
It's Kyle Scaffolding.
Scaffiddle.
Another from one scaffolding to another. So
His last name is Scaffidi.
it is another Scaffidi.
Scaffolding?
So you all have had a pretty, meteoric rise to fame with this series, especially in horror. If you could take that momentum and pivot into another dream genre of yours for either TV or film, what would that genre be, or would you stick with horror?
Rom-com, baby. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to have my rom-com moment. You can scream in rom-coms.
You'd be
why
so
not?
good. You'd be so good.
I want to go into maybe it's like a iteration of horror, but Silence of the Lambs. I want crime thriller, something I don't know. That would be fun.
Psychological, too.
Psychological.
Would be
That's
so
give me the
fun.
psychological.
Yeah.
Mindhunters.
Yeah, you'd be great.
I want to be in a Disney
There's a
movie.
rumor they're gonna do a movie conclusion.
Are they?
Yeah,
Of
they're in
Mindhunters?
serious negotiations that they may actually give it. They'll take what was gonna be the season and compress it to a two-hour movie, something like that.
I would love
Fingers
that.
crossed.
Yes.
So you
Disney?
want to be a Disney princess?
Disney?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. I want to, superhero. Be a
Does it have
super
something to do
villain.
with your shirt that you're
I
wearing?
don't know. That's the dream role. Joker, that's my thing. Especially, I saw Superman last night, and I was like, oh my God, it's so good. I see my Batsy over there in his little shirt. Hey, Brucey.
Oh my God.
So that's my dream role. But I would love to get back into comedy again, too, because that's where I really cut my teeth back in the day. It was a lot of stage comedy or musical theater. So I miss doing that as well. Or voice. Oh, God, I fucked that up.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do voiceover.
Voiceover, Mark. Yay, verbal dyslexia. And dog we trust.
Hey, great one. Thanks for starting us off. All right, great. Who's got another? Oh, I'll take one back here.
That was ironic.
That was good.
Hey, what's your name?
Johnny Garcia. Hi.
Johnny.
So because the Halloween Horror Nights announced that the Terrifier haunted house is coming up, what if you got a memory of your scariest moment at a haunted house? What memory would that be?
Ooh. Or if you not have a haunted house, but just wait, you have your scariest Halloween memory in general. If you don't have a haunted house story.
Oh my God. So I'm used to just scaring people all the time.
Yeah, you scare
I love to like.
He goes up behind your ear
Yeah.
and he growls
I
in
just
your
don't-
ear, and it's this.
No one expects a growl in the ear. No, but I like your first
Yo, you
day
scared
on
the shit
set.
out of me my first day
Yeah,
on
it was
set.
like my first day working with both you and Lauren,
Yeah.
and it was like it was my first day back on set, and they're in the wardrobe room getting ready, and I'm just standing outside of the window, just staring in, and I was there for a good like 10,
I
15.
was on the phone with my mom.
You were clothed though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
No,
gonna do
I
that.
was just waiting,
Yeah.
but then I just see like his creepy ass head.
Yeah, I'm just staring, and they both she and like Lauren turn around and see me, and they're like, ah! I'm like, welcome to Terrifier, hey!
Yeah.
So I love to scare people. I've done it so many times to Lauren, especially because she actually has a fear of clowns
She's
too,
really-
and I'm risking my life with Lauren because she's like a black belt. And I have almost died so many times because she has to like, Dave. I'm like, I got you. I almost died, but it's worth it. So I love to scare people.
I love the penitentiary in Philadelphia. I'm from Philly, and sometimes you can wear, if you wear like the necklace, they're allowed to touch you. That's like the rule at the haunted house, and they like strapped me to a gurney. And I was so ready. I was so into it. And I think they were used to, these like drama kids in high school or whoever's running it was like expecting me to be scared. And I was like, what are you gonna do? And he was like, I'm gonna take your teeth out. And I was like, and then what? And he was like, I got nothing. Like he was like he was very confused by it. But that was probably my funnest part.
I let you go.
I know. He was like, I don't know the rest of this improv.
You got a yes and.
I was like, uh-huh.
Back at home, I'm from North Carolina. We have this thing called Scarowinds. It's called Carowinds, but they turn it into like creepy themed, and they have all these like actors that come around and like jump out at corners at you. And the thing is, you can buy this necklace. It's called the Nobu necklace, and then they don't scare you. But I went with a group of friends, and half of us wanted to be scared, and half of us didn't. And so half of them had the Nobu necklace on, and it was like they targeted the people with the Nobu necklace on, and they'd like specifically go for the people with the necklaces on. So yeah, but I love Scarowinds. That's
great.
my fun experience.
I have a very active imagination, so I get horrified at these. Like I remember when I was younger, I went with my high school boyfriend's family to a haunted house. I don't even know where it was. It was probably somewhere in Connecticut, which is the state that I'm from. Woo! And yeah, I probably was like attached to him because like if someone reached out, or I was just always expecting something. So I mean, it all blended into one horrifying probably memory for me. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Really good one. Thank you. My scariest Halloween movie was when I did work Halloween Horror Nights because I'm an actor and writer, and I got punched by a guy with a beer.
Yes.
Oh.
This is why I usually, when I go through haunts, I keep my hands in my pockets, and I usually have someone walk in front of me the whole entire time because when I get scared, I punch.
This is at
Was
the
it
end of
David?
Halloween Horror Nights. People have been
might have.
scared, and they've had a few, and just.
Yeah, I don't want to be on TMZ for punching somebody out. So
I was just walking the street doing my mad scientist thing. You would be good for my experiment, and the guy was just like, "Bleh." I was like, okay. I mean, it was a plastic cup, so it was kind of soft, but it was like, all right, bro, enjoy your night.
What an ass.
Anyway, who's got another one? Up here. Well, hello. Okay. And for the record, you're the okay. Just we're talking about R-rated property. All right.
parental guidance.
Hi. What's your name?
Lila.
Lila. What do you want to know about this R-rated series of horror films?
So I have a question. Like, do you think I would be allowed to watch this movie?
No.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
No.
Do I want to pay for your therapy bills? No.
Do you know what the fun thing is? Damien always says, he's like, I don't think anyone under 15 or 16 should watch these movies. But then Damien like started watching horror films at like 3.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Mom named him Damien, okay? That's
Literally after the movie The Omen. Yeah.
maybe.
do you like horror films?
Yeah, I love horror films. I would watch Scream.
Do you get
Okay.
scared? Do you get?
Okay.
I say the second, because I feel like the first and third have like some nudity, has some like other stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like the second is least.
Skip maybe the bedroom scene?
Oh.
She's fine. She's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Watch
know
it
anymore.
if
I
you
used
do
to think
watch
you
it.
had to
No,
be
I-
a certain age. Now
I
I
don't
don't know
sign off.
anymore what's appropriate.
I say, at least that if as long
What
as
do your
the
parents
in
think?
The room.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Then whatever the parents think,
How old are
I
you?
think is what you should
I'm
hear.
9.
You're 9. Give it a few more years, and then we'll have more movies out, and then you can really watch it and have fun, and you don't have to worry about.
Always listen to the parents. The
don't have to
parents
worry
know
about
best.
the parents around.
Who knows? In 9 years, there might be a permutation
Yeah.
of the franchise where it goes, and so, not that softened, but there are alternate takes and stuff like
But
that.
there are probably
so.
some scenes you
yeah.
can see that are not
For
as
sure.
scary or stuff like that, like the costume shop scene and stuff like that. There's a little fun playfulness to them. So
Here, you got interesting stuff to look forward to.
when you're older.
Can't answer that question.
And here,
though.
and Dad, you get
I'm a
one.
former
You get
teacher.
one too. All right, and
like,
then
I don't
well, you can have one. Yeah, all right, you have one. There you go. Okay, all right. So
say leave
we'll
it up to
we'll
the
see you in a few years. Okay. We got another one. We got time for one more. All right, we'll do this, folks, over here. Yeah, we got time. Okay, who's okay? Same question. Okay. All right. So what are your names?
This is Tyler, and I'm Jasmine. I was wondering if y'all ever kept anything from the scenes of the movies.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to rephrase that. I'm just going to rephrase it a little bit. Have you ever found yourself in possession of anything from the films?
Yes.
I just got to do it that way.
The only thing I actually have is one of the bullet casings from part 2 from the Clown Cafe scene from the Tommy gun, because there are tons of those everywhere. I'm like, no one's gonna notice one of these not here. And then I found out Damien's like, oh yeah, Dave, you could totally have that. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
I wasn't allowed to keep anything from 1 or 2, but in 3 there was multiples of things. So Vicky has like really long nails. She has the eye that that I would pop in as a placeholder, and teeth. So I had like multiples of those. So I was able to take a few nails, well, a set of nails, teeth, and one of the eyes. And I also, because every night that I was in makeup, I would sometimes rip it off, but there were some nights that I would actually do it properly, and my prosthetic would actually come off pretty well. And so I have a few, Vicky and the clown makeup prosthetics that are really beautifully intact that Damien and Phil know about. So
I don't have anything.
I know. I think I kept like a ring or something from like my pirate costume, but it wasn't intentionally. I think it was just sort of like taking things off, and I just missed one or something. Yeah.
I have the little pale girl dress that I use for conventions when I get into costume, and it's made by the same lady that made the one in the movie, but it's not the exact same one. It's a replica, but it's made by the same lady.
A reproduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's how it works.
You've grown a little since then, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get it, if you gotten it altered. That's the way too. So, what's anybody got anything on their dockets? Any upcoming projects you're allowed to share with us?
Well, they just recently released a Scream Boat that Kailey's also in with me, and they released that on all these streaming platforms, and we're actually up for the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. We're up
Yeah,
for
go
Best
vote.
Makeup for Terrifier 3, as well as Scream Boat's up for Best Public Domain Resurrection, which is really cool. And of course, we're always up for Best Kill, so go vote for Fangoria. But Joker's Wild, my little short that I did as the Joker, has been in the film festival world recently. It's been winning a bunch of awards for film festivals for Best Film and Best Actor and Director and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. So that momentum's going. And I have, they recently announced that I'm going to be in Stream 2. So I'm coming back as player 2 for Stream 2. And I have 2 other films that hopefully are going to be coming out this year. One's called Namaka, and I have a small little role in that. I actually talk, finally. And the other one's called The Dead Place. I play a character called the New Kid in that, and I actually talk in that one. So hopefully it goes well.
Nice.
I have a short that I did called Open Your Eyes that I wrote and directed. That's like a little psychological horror, and that's going to get announced soon about where you can watch that stateside. It was released online in France a couple months ago, but So I'll have an announcement for that soon.
Outstanding.
I'm constantly auditioning for things. It's just whatever I book next, and maybe, hopefully, the 4th. I don't know anything yet, but I would love to be in it.
You're a full-time student.
Yeah,
Yes.
I sure am.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm not allowed to name things, but something I produced, I'm in post-production for my first producer role, which I'm excited about. And then like one horror thing, and then other genres, dabbling in. Yes.
No, absolutely proud of. And one final question: would you all like to take a picture with this wonderful audience?
All
right, folks, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna invite everybody. We're gonna do this. We call it. If you're not familiar with this, because it's our first time we do the show, this is what we call our GalaxyCon stage selfie. We invite everybody to come towards the stage, not on the stage. Everybody come towards the stage. We want to take a picture of this amazing cast and all of you, which will be available for download on our Flickr account, and be able, if you go to enter our merch booths, you can actually have it printed up as well. If you want to have a physical copy, take it today, get them, autograph it, all that fun stuff.